And welcome everybody this evening to Paws in Portugal, the seamless pet transportation tips tonight that you'll be hearing from our special guest, Rita Afonso from Global Pets, from Global International Relocation, of course, including the requirements for bringing cats and dogs into Portugal, the requirements for pets to travel with you or to travel separately. There's quite a big distinction there, and Rita will go into that, of course. What to expect upon arrival in Portugal when you and your pet might be a little bit tired, so you'll need to know what's happening, and Rita will tell us about that, of course, as well. Getting assistance for the travel and import process, the bureaucracy side of your pets, direct flights and flights that accept pets, and pets living in Portugal, veterinary care, and more. And of course, your questions when we've well, at the end of the recording, you'll get a chance to ask more personal questions. And of course, I'll roll in as many general universal questions as I can that come in on the chat whilst we are presenting, or whilst Rita is presenting tonight. So do please get those questions into the chat. Nice to see your greetings here, Liz. Alaa from the US, looking to move to Lisbon on a D8, bringing my little dog. You've come to the right place tonight. Alaa from Titusville, Florida, bringing 2 dogs and 2 cats. Yikes, says Christine. And hello, everyone. John's here. John and I are in Boston. Oh, John and Nancy, beg your pardon. We hope to be moving our 2 dogs to the Algarve early next year. Definitely in the right place. You, Nancy, John, and Steve as well, bringing a cat. Mango, good evening to you, Mango. Headed to Faro with my puppy, Lainey, is Jamie as well. And how difficult? First question has come in. So we'll come back to that, Jeff, your how difficult question a little bit later on after we've said hello. And welcome to the screen officially, Rita Afonso from Global Pets. Good to see you, Rita. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm really well. How about you? Tudo bem?
Good too, with this wonderful weather here at these days, summer days.
Wonderful. I'm sure Sintra Palace looks magnificent in the skyline.
Yes, yes, yes. Today it was without any clouds. It was magnificent.
Beautiful, beautiful, fantastic. Okay, well, over to you. We've got your presentation on the screen. Take it away.
Yeah. So hello to everybody. My name is Rita. I am a veterinarian and I work in Global International Relocation in the Global Pets department as pet team manager. If you are here, I am sure you have pets and you care a lot about them. So if you are thinking moving to Portugal, are you leaving them behind in the US? Portugal is a really pet-friendly country, so my advice, and I will recommend to bring all the pets with you, and I will be here to help you during that process. Global Pets is a specialized department in Global that transports pets from any part of the world to not only Portugal, but to any other country. We can help with all the process of pets traveling all the globe. We have specialized people working with us. Our office team is composed of veterinarians, and then we have our drivers and our operation staff that is also specialized in animal welfare. So in each transport, we put into practice all of our knowledge, commitment, and experience so that the trip goes as smoothly, safely, and humanely as possible. Also, we are IPATA and ATA members that are 2 non-profit associations of independent members that are dedicated to the safe and humane transport of pets and other animals. So you ask me, and how do Global Pets transport pets? So there are several ways for you to transport your pet. We have our service, our like the full service. The pets travels alone as cargo in the aircrafts. You also have the option to bring your little pets with you in the cabin. And also some companies allow dogs to travel in private jets. So I'm going to talk more about the option we most commonly use. And we have pets leaving Portugal, leaving Spain, and arriving every day, and they fly mostly of them as cargo alone. So this transportation is done in a special compartment in the cargo hold of the airplanes. Not all of the airplanes are equipped with this cargo hold, because the pets do not travel with the bags or any other stuff that goes on the airplane. So this is only a compartment only for cats and dogs. And then we have some special aircrafts that only transport cargo, like the big horses and other animals. It's like, I don't have any picture here, but you can see we have a airline that it's called Cargolux, that it's from Luxembourg, and we have used them to fly pets over to Brazil. And the pets are going inside the airplane. You can see the interior of the airplane, and you have some like grates to put the crates, and it does not have any passenger seats or anything. It's like you can see the tube, the airplane, and they're only for pets. The airplane goes, and it's only for cats, dogs, horses, and other animals that needs to fly on that cargo airplanes. But mostly the transportations are done in passenger normal flights. So we can also use the flight you are doing to transport your pet, depending if it's a direct flight or a flight with a stop. It depends, because some airplanes that not have that special compartment, we cannot do the transportation because it's not safe for them. And but when you say, Rita, I want for my pet to travel with me on the same flight that I am doing, I will check what are the flights the pets can do from the airport you are choosing, and we try to manage to go along. So in the cabin, most of the airlines only allow pets until 17, I think it's 70 pounds already with the weight of the crate. So it's only for small pets or cats and small dogs. But if you are using this service, you need to contact directly the airline to buy an extra hand baggage, the pet, and then we can assist you with all the documentation and the customs clearance here in Portugal. The requirements to have the pets here in Portugal. So if you are traveling to Portugal or to any other European Union country, the pet will need some documentation and veterinary requirements. The first two is the pets needs to have a microchip and the rabies vaccination. So for dogs, normally the dogs already have the rabies vaccination, but for the cats, it's not usual for the cats that do not travel to have the rabies vaccination, because it's not mandatory for them to have that vaccination. But all cats and dogs must have that vaccination in order to travel. Okay, so the rabies vaccination does not must precede the microchip. So the microchip needs to be done first, and then the rabies vaccination, but they can be done on the same day. So if your pet already have the rabies vaccination but does not have the microchip, you will need to do the microchip and have a new rabies vaccination, because the other one is not valid. Okay, but if he already have a microchip and not have the rabies, if the microchip is readable, if everything is okay with the microchip, you just need to do the rabies. Then you will also need the official health certificate. This health certificate will attest that the pet is healthy to travel. The pet does not have any condition that can cause any injury or death during the travel. Okay, this health certificate is done within 10 days of travel if the pet is traveling with you, or if you already move to Portugal and you are thinking about bringing your pet that stayed with family or anything, this health certificate needs to be done within 48 hours of the travel. There is here some rules change, but once you have the service with us, we'll assist with everything and tell you what are the dates you need to do everything to have the customs clearance perfect here in Portugal. This health certificate is done by a vet that needs to be USDA approved, and then it will be endorsed by the official authorities in the US or India and in other country, like in every country have their official veterinary authorities. Okay. The European pet passport is for the pets that travels within the European Union, and the rabies antibodies test is from where pets travel from countries where rabies is not under control. Okay, with the disease is also a problem. So mostly South America countries, Africa, and some in Asia. To leave Portugal, you also need to have the microchip, the rabies vaccination, the health certificate, and then, the internal and external deworming, the import license, and the quarantine. There are some countries that require that, but we'll need to assess in every specific case. If you want to leave Portugal, for example, to Australia, the process is very long, it have various steps, but we will be here to help with all the requirements that you need. So we have other factors that we have to be in mind. It is known that brachycephalic dogs have some irregularities in their airways. It is called the brachycephalic obstructive airway syndrome. So these breeds are often to a higher risk during the air travel than the other breeds, but mostly because of the temperatures. Okay, so not the only airline that accept these dogs to fly is Lufthansa, and this is because they have all the rules and the certifications to fly these pets abroad. Okay, also these pets only can fly when the temperatures at origin, stop, and destination are less than 27 degrees Celsius. I don't know how many Fahrenheit that is, but 27 Celsius. So
84.
84. Okay. So all pets will have access to water during the trimits before the flights, and when the pets are put in the hold, they will fill out of water, and when they get out, they will fill out with water also, because inside the cargo hold the pets travel alone. It will not be anyone there to fill their water. The food, I also advise my clients for the pets to not eat like 4 to 5 hours before the flight, because sometimes they get sick on the travel. The airlines, so we use the best airlines that ensure the safety of our pets. The most used are Lufthansa, KLM, Emirates, British Airways, TAP Airways, and these airlines ensure that all personnel involved in the handling of the animals are trained and qualified to do so. So low-cost airlines do not do pet transportation in cargo. It's not available, it's not allowed. Okay. So, and about where do the pets travel? What are the conditions of the kennels? So, we have regularizations that we need to follow for the pets to travel comfortable and safe. So, the kennels needs to be with some dimensions to ensure that the pets it's not too tight or have too much space. So we follow the rules by IATA, that is the association that do the live animal regulations, and we use their rules to calculate the container size that the pet needs. So you tell me, Rita, my pet is 50 inches high or something like that, and I will tell you what the size you need for the pet. So all pets needs to stand up inside the crate without the ears touch the top of the crate. It needs to be 10 centimeters between the top of the ears or the top of the head if the ears are down, to the top of the crate to have space, a security space. And then inside the crate, they need to go around and to have space for them to move inside the crate. So here, sorry. And mostly the most doubt, the most question I get from the clients is, but my cat or my dog I is going to be crying or is going to be anxious when I'm not there. So can I give him some pills for the pets to sleep or anything? No. So it is strictly forbidden to give pets tranquilizers and sedatives when traveling by air. And you ask me why? Because these drugs lowers the blood pressure of the animals, and along with the altitudes and the pressure that are filled up there, this combination can cause their death. So it's a lot of factors that lowers the blood pressure of the pets. So it's when we do a booking for a pet, even in the cabin, when you travel in the cabin and do the check-in, you are signing checklists at the check-in counter at the airport, and one of the statements that are there, it's the animal does not have any sedative drug given to them. So it's really forbidden because the most in the beginning, when the pets started to fly, we saw some casualties around the globe, but when the necropsy was made, it was found that the pets were on tranquilizer drugs. So they now have forbidden for the pets to use that drug. So I always recommend to my clients to do some steps to ensure that their pets is as stress-free as possible. So have their crate a few months before the trip and do crate training. Put some food, some treats, some toys inside the crate for them to enter and without being pushed inside, and start to close the crate for some time, you know, to put their toy, close the crate for 5 minutes, then the next time for 10 minutes, then the next time for half an hour, okay? So the pet can feel safe inside the crate. Use natural calming products as these ones, Adaptil. These products are environmental pheromones okay, and is proof that helps the pet to relax. Okay, so we have here the home diffuser. It's like a diffuser that you put to release the pheromones. We have the treats. Here is also the diffuser for the dogs, are the dogs and the cats. This is the cat one. And also it has a spray to put inside the crates for the travel. On the day of the trip, you can put an old t-shirt of yours with your scent inside the crate for the pet to feel that you are with him during the transportation. So the flight process. Before the flight, you can leave your pet with our team. We can do a home pickup if you need it, or you can meet us at the airport. Your animal will stay in the appropriate animal room in the airports. Some airports have more conditions than others, but normally the pets are always in areas with temperature control to not be too hot or too cold. In the flights, as I said before, the pet goes in the cargo hold. The cargo hold for pets normally is right above the pilot area that are only for the pets. And after the flight, the pets are the first cargo to leave the airplane and to arrive at the animal control temperature room at the destination. Then we have the customs clearance process that, depending on the destination airport, can take longer to do and to have all the steps that are needed to be done in the customs. Normally, the first step is for the airline to give us all the original documentation. Then we have the veterinary inspection. Then we have the customs itself, the ladies that do the customs and check if everything is okay regarding to taxes and duties. Then they will send us the bill of the release, the customs release. We go to the animal room to give all the papers already done, and then they deliver the pet to us, and then we deliver the pet to you. So it's a long trip for them, but with the help of our expertise, everything will go very well. So also here we can see one of our vans. This is our little one. We have a big one for the big dogs or for when we have a lot of dogs coming. So the vehicles have temperature and lighting control and are equipped with a first aid kit and all the supplies that are needed for road travel to deliver the pet in your new home. So now I wanted to share with you some transportations we have done in the last year. So this is Macan. Macan was a real special boy for us because it stayed with us during 223 days. So this is because Macan was origin from Brazil and the owners want to live in Australia. So Brazil, it's not allowed to pets to travel to Australia. It needs to have a stop in a country that is approved to export to Australia. And because of the language, the owners feel safest for the Macan to stay with us because Brazil also speaks Portuguese. And it was really, really sad when he lived because it was so
Became
much
big
fun.
friends, right? He spent Christmas with you.
No, he left on the 18th of
Oh wow.
December. So
Oh,
he
that's
arrived.
nice. He was back with his family for Christmas.
Yeah, he arrived just before Christmas there, but we already have everything in the office.
Yes.
Yeah, so we miss him so much, so much. He was such a cute boy. And here is already the photos in Australia.
He's happy again.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
This is Anzu. Anzu was a tricky transportation because it is a brachycephalic breed. Is a crossbreed of French Bulldog and Boston Terrier. And Anzu was doing a transportation from Portugal to Brazil. And due to the temperatures are very hot in Brazil in January, Lufthansa, the only company doing this transportation, launched an embargo. So Lufthansa stopped doing the transportation, and the owners already have sold the house, everything they needed for the pet to fly, because they do not have anyone to stay with there. And so what we have done, we transport Enzo to Luxembourg to have him on that flight that I said to you in the beginning, from Luxembourg direct to Brazil, only for the animals in cargo. So not anything goes inside the airplane inside unless the animals. So he enjoyed being on Luxembourg because it was the first time he had seen snow, because he was origin from Brazil, come to Portugal. In Portugal we have not have a lot of snow, mostly one time per year in the highest mountain. So he
I
enjoyed.
noticed you're not advertising this service of allowing dogs to experience Christmas. Maybe that needs to be added to the list.
Yeah, but he enjoyed a lot being there. And then here in the last picture, already in his house in Brazil,
Oh, it's
cuddling
lovely
with
to
his.
see these final pictures, the conclusion pictures of them back home again with their family. This is
Yeah,
fantastic, Rita.
yeah. So, and these are Luna and Finn. Luna and Finn arrived in Portugal from the US. And what happened here, I will only show you the cases where anything happened, or the most uncommon cases, because what happened was the pets were traveling on the same day as the owner, but on the different flights, and the owner flight was canceled. So the owner was arriving like 1 hour before the pets and then collecting them, and then the flight was canceled, and the owner like called me and said, Rita, my flight is canceled. What I'm going to do, the pets are going to stay in the airport one more day, and I have to, no worries, we will pick up them, they will be in our pet hotel, and after you arrive, we are going to deliver them at the new house. So this is in the hotel, and this is after the owner arrived at his new home. They are living now in Ericeira, that is near Lisbon here, and they are enjoying a lot the sun here now.
That's wonderful. And their dad is on the call tonight. He may speak to us later, but just to let you know,
Yeah,
Rita,
yeah,
those
yeah.
are our two dogs. Rita, if that was you, my wife Christiane talked with, muito obrigado. You guys were great. So a lovely live testimonial for you there as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. I always enjoy meeting them in person, and to help. I usually my work is on the office, but sometimes I do the vet checks on them before for the export cases, because of the import we use a vet that are in the US. But sometimes we have to go to the airport, and I really enjoy meeting them in person, because it's an experience that sometimes I have a client for 6 months and we talk mostly every day, and then meet the person. It's great. It's great.
I think your colleagues must think you've got the best job at Global. I think
Yes. They always say that my job is the best, because it's only for the pets, and you have pets every day.
yeah,
Yeah,
fantastic. Fantastic.
So, as I am a vet, I'm going to talk a little bit of the pet care and the animal welfare here in Portugal. What do I need to have a pet here in Portugal? So, the pet needs to have a microchip and a rabies. And if the pet is coming to Portugal, they already have this because this is mandatory for them to enter in the country. But after you are here, the pets needs to be registered in SIAC. SIAC is the Portuguese database where your pet microchip is recorded. This is important because if your pet gets lost, any veterinary can read the microchip, get to the database, and all of your information will be there. Your name, your address, your contact, your email, your NIF number, everything is going to be there. And it is easy to contact you if the pet gets lost sometime. So, and you also have to register the pets in your, sorry, my computer is low
I
battery.
thought that might be your pet who are coming to say hello.
You have to, sorry, to register your pet in your parish council. It's called Junta de Freguesia. You have to register and pay a fee, an annual fee, to have them legalized here in Portugal. What I recommend also is the other vaccinations for the pets and the internal and external deworming. So for dogs, the rabies, as I said many times, is mandatory, and we have other vaccinations that are recommended. So the annual vaccination that prevents four deadly diseases, that is canine distemper, canine hepatitis, parvovirosis, parainfluenza, and leptospirosis. This vaccination mostly all the veterinaries do annually for all the pets, all the dogs. Okay, so if you go to a vet and the pet do not have this vaccination, he will say he will have to do it because there is some diseases that we have here, and it's important for all the pets to be protected, to protect itself and the others. So other optional vaccinations is kennel cough. This vaccination is important when you have your pet in a pet daycare or in a pet hotel, where are frequently outbreaks of this respiratory disease. Is like a flu virus, this kennel cough. Leishmaniosis. The leishmaniosis is a disease that is endemic here in Portugal, and is it is a deadly disease, but it's more nowadays we have some medications to ensure that the pets have a quality of life when they catch this disease. The disease is caused by a mosquito that have the parasite, and it can I don't know how it's said in English. It can
bury itself into the skin, yeah? Burrow in.
On the dog, and then cause the disease. And the vaccination do not prevent for the pet to catch the disease, but it prevents for the worst clinical signs of the disease. And then we have the vaccination for babesia. That is the fever from the ticks. And for the cats, so the cats, the recommended annual vaccination prevents from feline panleukopenia, feline herpesvirus, and calicivirus. These diseases are mostly respiratory diseases, and it is common on cats on the streets here in Portugal, these diseases. We at the moment in the past we had more cats on the streets in Portugal, but we have a lot of campaigns to prevent the cats to reproduce, and mostly nowadays we don't have a lot of cats on the streets, and mostly on rural areas we can see them. The optional vaccinations for the cats are the rabies one and the feline leukemia virus. The rabies vaccination I put here as an optional because if you don't have it, if you don't need for your cat to travel, you don't need to do this vaccination at all. Okay. I also recommend for all the pet owners to do a regular internal and external deworming because common internal parasites, including roundworms and tapeworms, can cause intestinal inflammation, colics, and diarrhea. So it is essential for you to protect your pets from these parasites. This protocol I recommend, but it depends on the lifestyle your pet have. So, for example, if you have a cat that never lives inside your apartment, you don't need to do the deworming every 3 months, maybe every 4 months or every 6 months is enough. But I recommend to do it because even if the pet do not leave the house, we leave the house and we can bring some parasites eggs inside the house, like in your shoes. Okay, so it's important for the pets to be dewormed. The external deworming, it's protects against fleas, ticks, and the mosquitoes that's the one that causes the leishmaniasis. So here we have the pipettes that we put on the back of the fur of the pets, the collars, and the pills. The pills do not protect against the mosquitoes because the mosquitoes are protected by repellent way. So the pills are only for fleas and ticks.
Is that a picture of you offering the tablets there?
No, it's not me.
That's a very brave person, I have to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but mostly the non-aggressive and the cats because I also say to my clients that sometimes for a stress-free environment I recommend for the vet go to the client's home instead of the clients bring the pets to the clinic, because some cats only going to the clinic is always a stress for them, and they all arrive already angry with us.
Yeah, and you have to have the oven gloves on, don't you? And the full,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, armor.
So
Fantastic, Rita.
that's it.
Great job.
You have here the QR code. I think it's my contact, my WhatsApp, my number. So if you need anything.
This is wonderful. Thank you. All the details there for Rita then. So yes, that's wonderful. Thanks. Let's take a couple of questions. Really thorough, very informative presentation. Great job as ever, Rita, from Global Pets tonight. I'll see if I can take some of the more universal themes here, and then we'll go into specific questions when we stop the recording in just a moment for Expats Portugal members here. Home service is amazing, says Denise. Do you offer that, do you? You will visit people, but presumably they need to be customers of yours in the first place.
Yes.
A home visit.
Yes, we can do home vet visits. I myself only do here in Lisbon because I am not in the other areas of the country. I also have some colleagues up north in Porto and Braga, so I can imagine if a client reach out to me, Rita, my pet needs a vet, what do you recommend? So I would recommend anyone I knew, and if it is from an area that I don't have anyone, I can search or and help finding out a vet. But here in Lisbon, we can help with home vet services for vaccinations and dewormings, and because the other procedures, depending on the procedures that is needed to done, I'll recommend to go to a clinic, because there are some types of injuries or disease that we cannot well control at the home environment.
Fair enough. I agree with Denise. It's a great service. So we've got Jeff asking earlier on. I think you've covered this. Two large dogs from the US. I think you've covered that. The other part of the question, Jeff, was how difficult is it to find a rental that will accept them? That might be more of a dream team question for Casa Portuguesa. I don't think Portuguese landlords are allowed to discriminate against pet owners. That's not to say they might prioritize somebody who doesn't have pets, especially large dogs. But I think that might be a question for the dream team a little bit later on. And that's a great question. Thank you very much for that. That was from Jim, I think, earlier on. Sorry, I've lost my place in the chat. Loads of great questions. Thank you very much. And thank you for that testimonial as well, Jose. Always very helpful behind the scenes. That was Jeff. Yeah, Jim, bringing my 73-pound German Shepherd to Portugal in October. So that sounds like somebody who's not going under the seat with you and in cargo. Thank you for the presentation. My pets have regular vaccinations for rabies and have been microchipped for years. What if I'm traveling from South Africa? I can't get an EU passport for them. What do I do? So that's a good question from anyone coming from South Africa. You're not going to be able to get US paperwork. What do South Africans do, Rita?
Yeah, to traveling from South Africa to Portugal, I think that's it. So in South Africa, you will need to have their vaccination records or vaccination book. So the passport, the EU pet passport, is only valid in European Union countries to get. So if you're traveling from South Africa to Portugal, you will need to have all the rabies vaccination in there. You will have to do the blood test for the rabies. And then the health certificate that needs to be done within the 10 days from the South African veterinarian authority. So it is not a problem to not have the passport, because the passport is not in South Africa, but all the documentation can be done over there in order to have everything ready to be here in Portugal.
That's great. So that's for Denise. Thanks, Rita, for that. A couple more then before we go to the more personal questions from the Expats Portugal members, who incidentally can get a 5% discount on this service. Loads of discounts and perks and benefits for Expats Portugal members. And in this instance, 5% discount off relocations for pets with Global Pets here. Christine was asking about vaccinations, which I think you addressed fully in the presentation. Just to clarify, though, pets or cats specifically don't need rabies vax to live in Portugal, but they need it to travel on the plane. Is that correct?
Yes. So if you are bringing your pet to Portugal from the US, the cats will need the rabies vaccination. But if you are already living in Portugal and you will adopt a local cat, the cat will not need the rabies vaccination.
Very good. Thank you. And one more then. Steve, how does it work? This is the question that everyone's wondering about, but Steve dared to ask. How does it work when the cats need to use kitty litter in transit? This would apply to dogs as well, of course. It can take a long time. What are the typical experiences? So how is that handled?
Okay. So it depends when you have transit, because sometimes we can do a direct flight from the US to Portugal. When we have transit, we use the best airlines that have pet hotels in the transit. So the pets will not stay inside their crates all the time. They will be in appropriate kennels for the cats with cat litter, and for the pets are going to be walked for the bathroom time.
Oh, okay. All right. So there's not a lot that can be done during the flight, but when the transit or a change takes place, the better places, which obviously you can advise people about, do exercise and toilet the pets. This is great. Thank you so much so far, Rita. If you'll stay with us and answer a few behind the scenes questions, that would be great. But on behalf of Expats Portugal and everyone else watching the video tonight, excellent presentation as usual from you. And good to see you from Global International Relocation this evening. So let's pause the recording there.